Hello, welcome to another exciting, thrilling episode of Mikey's Video Game Madness. Now, if I do a video that doesn't have video games in it, that'd be pretty stupid for me to say. But today we're playing Soul Calibur 6, which is a nice sequel because it takes a lot of the characters that they took away from the older games and adds them back. Like, I didn't like Soul Calibur 5 that much just because I didn't recognize a majority of the characters. So, again, this runs on Unreal Engine 4. If you are wondering why that I said again, because Ace Combat 7 ran on it, Tekken 7 ran on it, and I just feel like these games would be better if they ran on Unreal Engine 3 until next generation. I'm sure they look fantastic on PC if any of them are available on PC, but I'm sure that they're not. So, this series is near and dear to me because beside Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, for the longest time I didn't get into fighting games, so this series got me back into fighting games because it was released on Dreamcast and there wasn't a lot of fighting games on Dreamcast. Now, what sold me on this particular one is 2B from Nier Automata. I hope I'm saying that right. A lot of people, both SJW and whatever the opposite is called, had issue with Nier, but anybody who played, not anybody, but a lot of people who played it saw what a fantastic game it was. So I actually paid for 2B extra. Like, I can't imagine, like, if you got the season pass, like how cool the characters would be as 2B. Although I will say that 2B stands out. I'm not too familiar with 2B as far as gameplay wise, but Soul Calibur is like one of those games that you can really pick up and play. But like I said, the character of 2B like kind of made both parties decisive. It kind of reminded me of that meme of the two Spider-Mans pointing at each other. But 2B is just an awesome character. This is nerdy, but I actually have like a little figure of her. Although now that they redesigned it, I'm kind of bummed. So 2B has like these little floating swords and stuff. So it's supposed to be medieval times, but 2B's from the future. So spoiler alert, 2B's like an android. But the graphics, despite them being a little fuzzy, look really nice. This is being played on the PlayStation 4 Pro. I don't know how well the Xbox One version looks, but she just beat one of the best characters I personally think that was in the first Soul Calibur. But the game started getting a little convoluted, but maybe there's some technique that I don't know about. Like, the fighting community's super hardcore, so maybe that's it. Now, if you notice with all the colors and stuff like that, that attack is actually similar to Tekken 7, where when you get low on health or on this gauge, when you hold both trigger buttons, and the same thing works with Mortal Kombat, like you do like a super attack, but I think the other character can block it. I'm just really learning this game, but it still has the cheesy dialogue and stuff like that. One thing I don't like about Soul Calibur games is 3 rounds. Like, that you have to win instead of like somebody winning 2 rounds, but you know, it's whatever. But the particle effects fly really well. But I just feel like the matches last a lot longer than they need to. But 2B is pretty awesome. Like, as I was playing this, I was learning like all these cool moves. I think she's either 3 or 4 American US dollars, and she comes with a background. I mean, that's all you need. This should be 2B the game, but I know she has her own game near Automata, which I feel like people should at least try. I was talking to somebody at GameStop, and we were talking about how Platinum Games is so awesome. There was originally a Nier where you actually played as a guy trying to save his daughter, but at least the PlayStation 3 version, we got the Xbox port, even on the PlayStation 3 here. But you played as a guy in that one, but I don't know, it wasn't as stylish. I think Square made that. I don't think Platinum had anything to do with that. But if you're not familiar with Platinum, Platinum made Vanquish, Metal Gear Solid Rising, and apparently I can't think of anything else offhand. But they're just an amazing studio, and I can't recommend them enough. I know they had some collaborations, but you know, it's whatever. But you'll notice like they take some damage, like her, at least I think they take some damage. Like, I should do some research. Her little eye patch and stuff like that is gone. I'm just playing arcade mode. There's a pretty deep story mode. I really wish that they actually had the character models beside the actual drawings at all time. Now that I say that, they appear. But you have a good assortment of different characters, and if you're on the fence about a fighting game, I feel like this is probably the most accessible, but you definitely need 2B. That's just my opinion. That was the dog walking around. So what's cool about this is you can like walk around, and the combos just feel right. It's not like robotic like Tekken, where like each arm controls a character. One game I'm really looking forward to is Dead Alive 6, and then of course Mortal Kombat 11. But this is a good start. I would definitely recommend it. I would not start with Tekken 7, and they don't really have like a lot of modes on that game, which is kind of disappointing actually, because Tekken was the game that had all different sorts of modes. I remember Tekken, I believe it was 5, that had Tekken 1, 2, 3, and then some arcade game by Namco, and then it had an adventure game as well. And it's unfortunate that Namco is starting to really stray away from that, but that's okay, because 2B's in this game. But yeah, I'm probably going to end this here. Like, what can you possibly say about a fighting game, honestly? But I hope you all enjoyed this video. I have a lot going on right now, but I really wanted to make a video. If you're curious, I bought Fallout 76. I don't know if it's good or not. I played it for a little while. I love how the floor and stuff cracks like that. The character animations are beautiful, but I don't know how well it translates into this video. It's just a little bit frustrating, like I said, because the matches last way too long to the liking. Like, traditionally, like, fighting games always had like two matches to win, and this is 3, and it just feels like overkill. And I tried to look into options, and maybe I missed it, but this isn't a complaint per se. It's just, when you're making a video, like, you're fighting the same characters over and over again, when I want to show you different characters. I like the little android that like floats around. That's Yoshimitsu, I hope I said that right, from the Tekken series, and he always looks different every game that he's in, but you know, can't compete against 2B. He has katana, which 2B has actual floating katana with a ring on it. Like, I watched a toy review when they reviewed the 2B figurine, and he actually had no idea how to use it, and I forgot what he did, but it looked ridiculous. But I would highly recommend playing this if you're into fighting games, and more so I would recommend Nier, like Automata, because it's automaton, so I guess it's automaton. But yeah, like, you have like these really cool special effects that you hold the buttons, and I'm saying the same shit over and over again. We get a ring out at some point, but she falls down again. What's cool about Nier Automaton is that you have to beat the game over and over again, kind of like Resident Evil, which unfortunately that's what I've been playing non-stop, so that's all I can think about playing. That is like the most nostalgic game. It feels like the way that I saw Resident Evil when it first came out, and that's all I want to play. I have Kingdom Hearts, which is really cool, but yeah, I don't know. I asked the guy at GameStop if anybody called dibs on like the gigantic Resident Evil 2 poster, and he said, since I'm one of the better customers and nobody else has inquired about it, I get to keep that. And that's awesome, because when my store closed, I got like cool little posters and stuff like that. If you were wondering what that sound was, I accidentally like hit my desk. The loading times for a fighting game, I'm being nitpicky, are a little less than stellar. I guess for some people, the big draw, I'm gonna butcher his name, is Geralt from The Witcher. It'd be cool if they I have a feeling like Ciri's gonna be in this at some point, but the backgrounds are fucking beautiful. Like, Tekken looks more gritty and realistic until Dead or Alive 6 comes out and Mortal Kombat 11. But yeah, I can't wait to play that game. Like, unfortunately, they're probably gonna come out with like 500 other games like based on Tekken 6. I remember when Tekken 5 came out, and beside the online only game where you have to buy everything, there's at least 3 or 4 versions. Luckily, the PlayStation 4 version and the Xbox One version pretty much had all the characters. Always liked that game. The first game came out on Xbox, but then they didn't come on Xbox. It came out on Sega Saturn and PlayStation 1. And then they started releasing them as Xbox exclusives, and I'm so glad that they finally released them. They look cheeky and their breasts jiggle, but they look awesome. Like, as far as a fighting game goes, and it's actually a really fun fighting game. Like, I casually play it from time to time. But if you're looking for a new fighting game, I would definitely recommend this over Tekken 6. If you're looking for a faster paced fighting game, I wouldn't recommend Street Fighter 5, although I like it a lot. That's like upper echelon difficulty level, but I would definitely recommend Injustice or Injustice 2. I would pick Injustice 2 over Injustice 1, but I don't think you get the whole story. See, what's cool about the NetherRealm games is that it actually tells a story, but I'm going to cut this short. I said I was going to quit before I actually quit, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all doing well, and I always appreciate the support of watching my channel. Take care.
fought so bravely.
Report. I have recovered.
What is it?
Unknown.
I see.
If you want to, like, comment, and subscribe! Thanks for watching!